Next question, the member for Scarborough-Guildwood.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Deputy Premier. Deputy Premier, is $15 an hour barely a living wage for the people of Toronto and people in my riding of Scarborough-Guildwood too much to ask? Is 2 paid leave days if you or your child is sick too much to ask? Is counting on compensation when your shift is cancelled too much to ask? Is equal pay for equal work too much to ask? What is your explanation to women who are fleeing violence or domestic abuse, who may use these protections to better their situation and to protect themselves and their children? If you had 2 paid sick days a year and the government was taking them away, how would you feel?
Deputy Premier.
The Government House Leader.
Government House Leader.
Well, thanks to the member opposite for the question this morning. What I would advise the member opposite to do is wait until we announce our changes. This morning, I know that the Premier and the Minister of Economic Development and Trade and the Minister of Labour and the Minister for Training Colleges and Universities have been working for the last 4 months to put together a comprehensive plan on how we can right the wrongs that were created by the member opposite and the Liberal government over the last 15 years, wrongs that have cost Ontario 300,000 manufacturing jobs, wrongs that have cost people on minimum wage hours at their jobs, wrongs that have actually cost people on minimum wage their jobs entirely. What we are going to be unveiling today is a plan on how we can open Ontario for business so that everyone in Ontario can thrive, so that we can bring back a future for our kids and our grandkids.
Stop the clock. Start the clock. Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, our kids and our grandkids need a government that takes their jobs seriously and grows Ontario's economy, not take it backwards. I want the member opposite to know that since 2003, Ontario's economy has grown by $338 billion. So this economy that you have inherited is a robust economy. In fact, this economy has regained all the jobs that were lost since the Great Recession, almost 800,000 jobs, in fact. But what exactly are you repealing today? We know a person's income is a key determinant of health. It's one of the social determinants of health. Your government is cutting social assistance rates, cancelling basic income, cutting wages, and slashing employment protections that workers need. These people need government to provide.
Thank you. Thank you. Government House Leader.
Oh boy. Speaker, to the member opposite. She seems to think that everything is just fine in Ontario. But I can tell you that the people of Ontario strongly disagreed with that member and the policies of the government that she represented for the past 15 years in this province, a government that drove 300,000 manufacturing jobs out of the province, a Liberal government that gave up on manufacturing, Mr. Speaker. We believe that we can bring those jobs back to Ontario. We believe that we can create the environment again for good-paying jobs in Ontario, where people don't have to go from job to job on minimum wage, where people can support their families with a real living wage, a living wage that includes benefits, that eliminates the debt and the deficit that this member and that government created over the last 15 years. We can do better. We're going to unlock Ontario's potential.